Hello, callers. Welcome back to Viva Barca and welcome to another interesting episode where we are going to discuss on some interesting updates. We start with Rafinha as Barca are already taking steps to reduce Rafinha's two-match ban after the red card he received against Getafe. We are going to discuss on that as we move ahead. Secondly, talking about this report claiming that Barca leaders met to discuss transfer plans after Neymar slips away. We are also going to be discussing more on that. So, guys, as we get right into the full stories, please do ensure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Turn on the post bell notification to always stay notified whenever I post a new video. Consider liking the video and please watch it right up to the very end. Barcelona's opening La Liga game of the 2023-24 season was far from ideal as they were held to a goalless draw by Getafe away at the Coliseum Alfonso Perez. The game saw Brazilian winger Rafinha got sent off in the final stages of the first half of landing an airball on opponent player Gaston Alvarez. As such, it is expected that the 26-year-old attacker will be handed a two-match ban for the incident against Getafe. Now, though, according to Ferran Correas of Sport, Barcelona are already taking steps to try and ensure that Rafinha is not banned for 2 games or more. Following the departure of Ousmane Dembele last week, Rafinha has become an even more integral member of the team for Xavi Hernandez and Barca. As such, it is not surprising to see the signing champs take measures to try and limit his suspension to the minimum possible. To that end, Barca will launch an appeal to try and stop the Brazilian international from being suspended for 2 matches. The Blaugrana reportedly plan to cite 2 reasons to support their argument for Rafinha to be not suspended for 2 games. For starters, Barca will present images that show that Rafinha was provoked by several Getafe players before his elbow on Gaston. While their player may have lost his cool, the Blaugrana wish to highlight the underhand tactics deployed by Getafe stars and how the latter, had crossed their limits on more than one occasion. In addition, Barca also considered that referee Soto Grado was not accurate in drafting of the official match report. While the referee wrote up that the Brazilians' action took place when the ball was in play but not in dispute. The Catalans have remarked that the incident took place during a move by the attacker to receive the ball. It will be interesting to see if Barcelona are successful in their efforts to reduce Rafinha's ban. For now, though, he is set to miss matches against Cadiz and Villarreal. The likes of Ferran Torres, Lamine Yamal, and Ace Abde could be options for Xavi to replace the Brazilian. Of course, Rafinha loses goal against Getafe when he elbowed Gaston, and that led to a red card. I think that was nothing to argue about because, yes, it's true, it was a clear red card, but we need to know that the tactics the Getafe employed was really harsh and it was something of provocation because that game was just full of fouls and was very, very annoying. Very annoying. And that is why, Javier Bodelas have always been that manager who have always been frustrating Barca. Trying to, for him, he doesn't care. The game should end in 0-0. It's okay. It's a win for him. Barca will take it as a loss. So that game against Getafe was a terrible opener for us in our La Liga campaign where we need to defend our championship. But it is what it is. I'm even surprised that Barca want to plead. But let's just see because I don't see that very La Liga that we all know, headed by Javier Tebas. I don't see anything that will make them change their mind on that Rafinha's ban. Because as it stands right now, Rafinha will be banned for 2 games. Our next game against Cadiz at home, and the third game of the season, which will be an away game to Villarreal. you know. But let's just say they should try their luck. Maybe it could be considered, and the extra game ban will be chalked off to just one game ban. Of course, doing so because they know Rafinha is also an important player. As Usman Dembele is not available, Javi will really need Rafinha to play, and we are going to miss Rafinha. If he doesn't return for these two games, it is definitely true that it will be a big miss for us because we know what Rafinha can do. But let's just say we have other wingers, as I said. Ace Abday is fit and ready. Our precious Lamine Yamal is also there for us, and who can capitalize on whatever chances that Xavi gives him on the pitch. So it remains to be seen how the Rafinha's appeal will look like. Barca are really considering that. We saw Xavi very furious. Xavi was also one of the recipient of a red card, but we don't know if Xavi will receive a two-match ban or just one match because there were also reports yesterday contemplating if it will be a 2 or 1 match for the manager, but nothing has been said on that. But it is guaranteed that the next game against Cadiz at home, Xavi will not be on the touchline. I think his elder brother, Oscar Hernandez, will be the one to take charge. Then moving on to the next story of discussion, with still a little over 2 weeks left before this transfer window comes to a close. Mundo Deportivo has now brought a report saying that Barca leaders held a meeting yesterday in order to discuss further plans to strengthen the squad. Joan Laporta, Vice President Rafa Justo, Matteo Alemani was involved in that meeting that took place at the club's Esportiva Joan Gamper facilities and lasted for over 1 hour. It is also believed that the transfer plans of the next coming weeks were the main agenda of that meeting as the club looked to hand Xavi the best possible squad for him to challenge for titles this season. One of the names that was heavily associated with Barca in the past week or so was that of Neymar. Neymar was said to be so keen on securing a return to FC Barcelona, while President Laporta was in huge favor. However, there is no longer that on the table as Neymar is on the cusp of signing for Saudi Arabian giants Al Hilal, having undergone his medicals today. There had been explorations to potentially sign the Brazilian on loan once he completes his transfer to Saudi Arabia, but that option has also been shut down completely. As such, Neymar's return is completely off the table, and Barca could look to someone else like João Felix to strengthen the attack. So, guys, with that, we have come to an end of this episode. Thanks a lot for watching. Until next time, bye bye.